Shalom, family. Shalom, shalom. So first and foremost, man, I give praise unto the Father. And of course, through his chosen vessel, the salvation that he has given unto us spiritually and soon to come physically, that he will restore the house of Yasharel and Yahudah. And of course, we know that Yahusha said he came in his Father's name. So we know that Father is not only Yahuwah and Al Shaddai, but also Yahusha, because he came in his Father's name, which means that Father was in operation, not just the vessel that he chose on earth, but in the spiritual realm and in the physical realm, the sacrifice was taking place. So all glory and praise unto the Father. So with that being said, I read, this is first and foremost, 5 o'clock a.m. meditation, and been in the book of Jeremiah because of a dream that Father gave me, and just trying to, gain understanding, being led by his spirit to receive the wisdom, increase in wisdom and knowledge and understanding of his word and his prophecies and things to come, unto this very day. So, I came across this one part. I think it was in Jeremiah 3, but I think it's like the last two verses. And I would try to look at it, but honestly, I got to close my phone out and I don't have the other resources. But one thing that stood out to me was it said that it said that shame devoured the labor of our fathers, and the field, the sheeps, and basically what we were given to inherit. And that kind of stood out to me. And then it also talked about how pretty much that we were in confusion, but there was a part in there that said children. And maybe if you give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna look it right up. Let me see what I can find. I gotta log into my computer. And of course, the computer wants to give me incorrect error. But let's see what we can find. Because I was doing a little bit of word study earlier. But just know, man, Father is great. About to give exhortation unto him. Father is great while I'm looking this stuff up. And it's like he blesses us, especially, and favors us when he opens our eyes and we begin to ask questions. He helps us to see these patterns and to inquire about why we're going through certain things in our life. And not only just us, but our forefathers. I mean, your immediate parents, your immediate grandparents, and so on and so on. So that was just like a true blessing to me, because I'm just like, why, like, we would still be stuck in that same circle if he didn't allow our eyes to be open. So this is pretty much where I'm going, and then I'm gonna kind of just go from there. But again, it's just a 4 to 5 o'clock meditation, man. And actually, let me find something that's a little bit more of the KJV, although the NIV is not too bad. I just like reading from where, Father has kind of just stemmed me from. So Father is basically talking about how our people today are stuck on this idolatry, and we're searching for salvation in so many other places, and we've lost really remembrance of him. And we have appointed kings and queens and princes and basically a rulership of people over us that are continuing to mislead us. So, and that happens in every country of the world. Okay. So let's look at this. We're going to just start at 22. He say, return, you backsliding children, and I will heal your backslidings. Behold, we come unto you for you are Yahuwah our Elohim. Again, this is Jeremiah 3. I started at verse 22. Truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and from the multitude of mountains. Truly in Yahuwah our Elohim is the salvation of Yisrael. So again, pertaining to the context of this, they were in the hills and in the mountains, and they offering fire to other deities, and then we just gonna keep it going from there. This is the part that stood out to me though. It said, "For shame hath devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth, their flocks and their herds, their sons and their daughters. We lie down in our shame, and our confusion covereth us. For we have sinned against Yahuwah our Elohim, we and our fathers, from our youth even unto this day, and have not obeyed the voice of Yahuwah our Elohim." So again, I wanted to start off with, first and foremost, when we read scriptures can really be deep. Like you could receive so many revelations and illumination through the scriptures, and a lot of things are applied today, and a lot of things are for the future as well. So when I read this, and I say all of that to say, although I read this, it doesn't mean that I'm on point, like this is what this means, but this is what Father opened to my eyes. So when it says, "For shame have devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth," it stood out to me like, man, like this vanity that we participated in and that we still participate in today, it's like everything that our fathers toiled in the ground, and everything that they did, it pretty much is being devoured by shame. You know what I'm saying? Because we turned to iniquity, we turned to vanity, we turned into things, we turned into a salvation that doesn't even have the authority of salvation, if that makes sense. And it told you, like to give you more, it said their flocks and their herds, their sons and their daughters. So like, to me, that sounds like an inheritance has just been devoured by shame over and over. It's like a cycle. And then it say we lie down in our shame, and our confusion covereth us. So it's like almost what I'm hearing is we stuck in this situation, and we don't even know, our eyes are closed. We don't even know where to even begin to cry out for salvation, because the confusion is covering us. So this is what stood out to me. This is why people today are so caught up in Yahusha. They're so caught up in whether he is real or not, but they missing the whole point. They so stuck on the carnal that they cannot see the spiritual, which is Yahuwah is the one that saved. You're so worried about Yahusha, but Yahusha is Yahuwah. That's what I'm saying. Like, when nobody goes against Moses, nobody goes against Abraham, nobody goes against Melchizedek, nobody goes against Noah, nobody goes against Adam. But everybody wants to go against Yahusha, which is so crazy to me, because it doesn't matter what vessel was chosen. It's that you have to have ears to hear the voice of Yahuwah, and you have to have eyes to see him. Again, in that time, he appeared as Yahusha, Yahuwah's salvation. In the time of Moses, he appeared as Yahuwah, because he said, I was not known by this name. So the same thing happens most likely in the New Testament, or the New Covenant, however people want to say it, the restored covenant, is we did not know him by that name, Yahusha. We did not know him by Al Shaddai. So there's different parts of the Father that we do not know, but because we lie down in our shame and and our confusion covereth us, we so stuck of being separated and discord amongst each other because we appreciate and love that what Father has written out for us. And I'm not condoning bowing down to the cross. I'm not condoning to bowing down to unks. I'm not condoning with bowing down to any image. I don't even care if he's black. The image of the Father is the image of the Father. And that image is not even revealed to many. You know why? Because people can't even honor the brother or sister that's next to them. So how can you honor the true image, the true chosen vessel that has a throne in Yerushalayim? How can you submit to that? What I see today is that the children of Israel, when they were in the wilderness, they still could not submit to the chosen vessel, which was Moshe. And regardless if the vessel that was chosen by the new covenant or in the new covenant, regardless if that was a prophet like people claim or whatever, it's still the fact that Father chose that vessel. And the works follow. So that's all I can say. I'm not even going to speak against many of the religions that's out here because people are drawn to who they're drawn to. The Father said in the scriptures that he gave the other nations their Elohim. So I'm sure he's doing the same thing in these religions. He's allowing certain people to be drawn to Muslims. He's allowing certain people to be drawn to Christianity. He's allowing certain people to be drawn to Buddha. He's allowing in every denomination that follow after them. But for his people, he's allowing those to be drawn unto him, the true, one true and living Elohim. And when the time comes, everybody's going to see. Everybody's going to see who the true Elohim is, because they will not be able to deny it. You know why? Because the scriptures say that he has the higher witness, that the heavens and the earth and everything bow down to him. How can you not know who the true one is if everything is bowing down to him? How can you not know that's not him? When everything bow down, because our spirit, our bodies automatically submit, regardless of what you think, you know that's the true one. And I said everybody. So that was just my meditation. I was speaking to my wife as, we were both up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. And it just stood out to me like, how I seen the same trends in my family, how I seen the same trends in the men and the same trends in the women. And I was like, man, none of us actually sit back and ask the Father why our men or our women in my family are in that same loop, because none of them have turned their hearts back unto the Father and said, remove our shame, remove our confusion that we and our forefathers have done even until this very day. And I hope that my family, Chapmans, Rogers, Overtons, Johnsons, I hope they all see this video, man, because there's a cycle in our family that we have not turned away from. I pray that you come out of Christianity, Muslim, Hebrew Israelite camps. Although we are, I believe, because Father woke me up to this, although I do believe our culture is in that book, you got to understand who the true children of Yah is. It's not by the flesh. It's not by the flesh. By the flesh, you are children of Yasharel, but by the Spirit, you're the children of Yah. So you got to be led by the Spirit. By the Spirit, you don't have a color. What did he say? The kingdom is not seen, basically. Like, it's not something that is in your face. You got to have spiritual eyes and spiritual ears to hear this, or to even see this, or to understand this. So again, I pray that this stuff that Father has allowed me to see and that I pray about and to move in this direction. I hope that it falls upon your ears and that you can meditate on your heart and bless and turn your heart back into the Father, because he is the one that saves us all, man. All praise unto him, and all praise unto the revelation that he give us, an illumination, so that we can be joined as a nation. We not only need to ask for forgiveness for what we are doing daily, right? But we need to ask for forgiveness as a nation. That's something that these religions don't teach you. Those that are scattered across the four corners of the earth, they don't teach you that we need to ask forgiveness as a nation. Because as a nation, that's why we went back into the ways we went. Not because this one individual did something wrong. Because if that one individual did something wrong, we see throughout all the scripts, that one individual was judged. He was held accountable. But because as a nation, we did what we did several times, we all were held accountable and we were all scattered. And as the inheritance of that, the children inherited the shame and was covered by confusion. This is why we bicker. This is why we fight. This is why we have the bitterness in our heart, because we don't know how to turn away from the vanity. We don't know how to look at one another and say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to do better. And I understand that this is about us being restored. We need to be restored. Yes, the salvation was written. Yes, the restoration is written. But are you actually working toward the restoration? And you cannot say you actually working toward that restoration if you still fighting. If you still fighting one another. If you still not honoring the woman that the Father has given you. He hasn't given those that are in your life. I'm trying to say it rightly. Everyone that is in your life is not given by the Father. Put it that way. So you have to have eyes to see that. And again, I don't just say it about women. I say it about men too. You got to have eyes to see it. Friendships and all. So once he give you eyes to see that he has put a certain vessel in your life for righteousness, you better submit and give praise unto him and not open your mouth against that. And I'll admit too that I did that, and I probably still do it, to be honest. But again, this is what this is about. It's about acknowledging these things and turning away from the unrighteousness and moving towards the righteousness. So we give all praise to the Most High Yah. And I pray that this, again, brings shalom and peace unto your vessel. And as the scripts say, if they don't accept it, knock the dust off your shoulders, smack them shoes, be about your way. Shalom.